Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Supremacy webinar. Glad you could be here. Today, we have a very special guest, a good friend of mine, known for a few years now, named Lior from Toronto, Canada. So we actually have two Canadians on the call today. Hurt, of course, is here as always as well. Just real quick, Hurt, can you say hello?
Hey, everybody.
All right. That's Hurt coming in loud and clear. Cool. You'll be hearing from him as well a little bit later today. Lior, can you hear me? How is it going?
It's going great. Hey, guys.
All right. That's Lior coming through loud and clear again. Now, what we're going to do today, guys, is we brought Lior on because Lior is a master at closing deals, getting leads, putting them in the pipeline, and selling his SEO services, or really just about anything in internet marketing space that you know that there are a lot of websites out there that need all kinds of things. But we're going to get into that here real soon. We're gonna demonstrate and talk about some amazing software. I know that for some of you who have been around Herc and I for maybe over a year or a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. I think it was actually a year and a half ago that we presented this as well, and we just got phenomenal feedback, and it's just gotten better and better over the last year. So we definitely wanted to, we've been planning on bringing this to you guys over the last couple of months, but we just haven't had a chance to fit it in until now. But just check it out. This is Lior and his Scopeleads technology. It is. I know there are a lot of people who probably already have it, but stick around and you'll probably learn some new tips and tricks about Scopeleads. So for all you Project Supremacy owners and all you SERPtech owners, this tool could come in very handy when you go out there and trying to find some potential clients and making some money. All right, well, with all that being said, I'm going to pass the controls over to my good friend Lior and let him take it from there. Lior, you are on.
All right, the screen should say really simple cold emails that actually work to sell SEO. If it doesn't say that, probably on the wrong training. All right, Ryan, thanks for that. Okay, good. Someone put a 1 even though I didn't ask for 1. Love it. Okay, so let's just get straight to it. And yeah, I don't fluff anything up. So let's see if this training is for you. If you've tried getting clients, but you hate cold calling, hard selling, and meeting prospects in person, this training will probably be perfect for you. Or maybe you've already landed a couple of consulting clients, but you're struggling to get consistent, predictable sales. Or maybe you have experience with sales, but you'd like to add another stream of leads. And last but not least, you want a step-by-step action plan to get endless leads that need SEO services. Do me a favor though before we start. I want you to forget what you know about cold emailing, right? Keep calm and forget it. And the reason for that is because you might hear the word cold emailing and you might just think instantly, wow, that's spammy, that doesn't work, it's like cold calling. You might already have a stigma or a stereotype around it, and I want you to do me a huge favor and just try to clear that out of your mind for this training, because I promise you, no one is doing this stuff I'm about to show you, and no one is teaching this stuff. So it's going to be very new to you, and if you're not new to cold emailing at all, just go in with a fresh, clean slate, and they'll be impressed, I hope. So who am I? A little bit of a background. Thanks, Todd, for that intro. But I really want to talk about how I started really quickly and not spend too much time on it. But the way I got started on this whole internet marketing journey or closing clients and things like that is actually on Amazon, of all places. So 3 things happened at the same time several years ago. So I moved out my parents' house, I dropped out of school, and I quit my job at a software company. And so I was left literally wondering, like, okay, I have no job, I'm not in school, what am I going to do? And my buddy shows me how to start selling ebooks on Amazon to people that have Kindles. And this is important because the only way I was able to actually sell this and become successful with it is if I learned how to manipulate and essentially beat the game of Amazon's search algorithm, right? And as I was doing this, I started to realize, why am I working so hard on my own business here when I can just take these skills I'm learning and apply to other businesses that already exist? And I stumbled into client marketing and SEO consulting and all that stuff in that way. So I started to offer people, hey, like I know how to do this on Amazon, I know how to do it on Google, maybe I can do it for your website. And I didn't even realize there was a whole industry of selling SEO and selling PPC to local businesses and to people across the world. So that's why I stumbled into it. And yeah, this is what led me to this one method of cold emailing. And since then, I've been pretty much traveling the world. This is me in Thailand. I'm not sure what I'm doing on an elephant, but I do love traveling. So in this training, I'm going to take everything I just told you about cold emailing, and I'm going to show you how to land 4-figure clients using those cold emails. And this is only with a couple of emails sent per day. Now, it might not make sense. I'm going to show you how in just a moment. So after watching this webinar, you're going to be able to get in front of prospects that desperately need your services but don't know how to find you, right? And most of you that use Project Supremacy, your services is SEO, right, or schema building, or whatever it is for your clients. You might not know how to get clients to actually find you. Or you have profitable leads sitting in your inbox that respond to your outreach. Or maybe you'll be able to add $20,000 in yearly income from each new client, because remember, these are 4-figure clients. That's $1,000, $2,000 per month minimum. And last but not least, you'll be able to know exactly what you need to go out and do to accomplish this every single day. All right, I'm not a huge fan of showing my screenshots. I'll just show you a couple. Here's one of my favorite clients, over $2,000 per month. Here's another one for $3,150 recurring per month. All right, get the point? Okay, good. So let's move on. So right now you might be doing affiliate SEO and you might be thinking, is clients for me? Why should I take on clients? Why should I work with clients? I don't want to deal with them. Well, here are my top 3 reasons. The first is you get paid every month recurring. You add another client and you make even more money, right? It's not like you're making one-time sale like the affiliate sales or whatever it is. You're getting paid every single month consistently. The second reason is you get paid upfront before even starting the work. So if you have to go and buy links or buy plugins or whatever you need for the expenses for the client, you already have the cash paid upfront to you, so then you don't have to pay anything out of your own pocket like you sometimes need to do in affiliate marketing. And last but not least, there's an extremely low acquisition cost. So there's either completely free, like I'm going to show you today, or next to nothing for a couple of tools that might help you get to it. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on ads and building out complex funnels or anything like that. Cold emailing is amazing, okay? So that's why I like to deal with clients, and hopefully you see the benefits. And all of this can be replicated without needing to cold call physically on the phone or do any hard selling or having to spend a ton of time or money finding these prospects. And my favorite one is you don't have to meet anyone in person ever. Just because you're cold emailing doesn't mean you need to actually meet them. With the dozens of clients I've worked with over the past couple of years, I think I mainly met maybe like 1 or 2, because one was like a family friend and the other just happened to live in my city. You don't need to pick up the phone and you don't need to meet anyone in person. So if that was a little objection in your mind, then this can be replicated without that. It's not because I'm a genius that I was able to figure this all out. I just asked myself 2 simple questions. The first is, how can I find or build a list of emails of people that actually need my marketing help? And the second is, what can I do or say to them that will make them respond and pay for my services? All right, so where do I find these people? What do I say to them? 2 simple questions. But before I answer them, I have a quick question. Is this you? All right, give me a 1 if you relate to any of the following. Have you ever spent a ton of time or money trying a prospecting method that doesn't work? Or you would definitely take on recurring income clients if they showed interest, but you don't think you could land big ones? Or maybe you're nervous to speak to a random stranger and tell them about the problems with their marketing. Or maybe you understand it takes patience to sell clients, but you don't want to waste time without a clear step-by-step process. All right, give me a one if that sounds like you. Okay, so lots of ones. That's completely fine. Now, if you answered yes or you give me a one to any of those, then I'm sorry to say, but you're still in trouble. And the reason is because if you sift all day through business directories or going on Google, trying to find prospects, how much time are you going to waste doing that? Or if you don't know how to find their email addresses or what to say, how can you sell them your solution? Or even if you do have that, how do you ensure you're not marked as spam and ruin your email reputation forever? Well, I was in trouble too, but I kept testing and testing, and I found a solution. So follow along closely, because this entire presentation is how I solved these issues and discovered it all at once. So the first thing I want to start with is why cold email works. And I like to call this the math. So cold email math. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch to my browser, and you should be able to see the marketing hit list over here. Okay? And what this is my cold email math, where we're actually going to prove with math how clients can be acquired and show you that it doesn't take that much work as you might think. So in our new business, we have a starting revenue in month one of $0. We just started. In this month, in new clients, I want to land $5,000 per month in new clients, so that by the end of the month, I have $5,000 recurring in end revenue. Okay, pretty simple. How many clients do I need to close in order to get to that $5,000 per month? Well, if you're like me and you charge $1,500 per month minimum, then you'll need to close 3.33 clients in order to hit that goal. Okay, so around 3 clients. Now, how many consultations or sales calls do I need to have in order to close those 3.33 clients? Well, I'm going to need 13, because for every 1 in 4 people I speak to, around a quarter, I'm getting 1 conversion. So 1 person actually signs up and becomes a client. Okay, you might be better than me, you might be worse than me. So if I'm closing 1 in 4, 25%, how many people do I need to speak to per day in order to land those 3 clients? Well, the answer is 0.44. So around 1 client every other day, or half a client every day, half a prospect. All right? Can you speak to 1 person every other day of the week? All right? Give me a 1 if you think you can convince 1 person every other day to just hear what you have to say about SEO and maybe help them out with their business. Okay, guys, I should be seeing a ton of 1s. Okay, good. Exactly, a lot of confident people. It's not that hard to convince someone to just hear you out, 1 person every other day. Now, how many emails do we need to send in order to speak to 1 person every other day? Well, right now, for every 50 emails I send, I'm getting 1 person that responds and actually says, let's chat. Okay? So that means I need to send 666 emails over the course of the month in order to speak to 1 person every other day on average. Now, that might sound like a huge number, but when you break it down to per day, it's only 22 emails. So if I send 22 emails, I'm going to speak to 1 person every other day. I'm going to speak to 13 people in the whole month, and I'm going to close 3.33 clients. And if I do that, then by the end of the year, I have an annual revenue of just from this first month of $60,000. Okay? And of course, some clients might not stay for a full year, or some of them you might charge more or less. So if you stay to the end of this presentation, I'll give you this sheet and you can plug in your own numbers. But check out the beauty in this. So in month 2, we already have a business making $5,000 per month because our clients pay us monthly. And this month, I have the same goal. I want to make another $5,000 in new revenue, so I need to land another 3 clients, so that by the end of the month, I'm at $10,000 per month. What do I need to do? I need to speak to one person every other day. I need to send 22 emails per day. If I keep sending just 22 emails per day, not adding or subtracting any other emails, I'll be at a six-figure business by the end of month 2. Okay, does that make sense to you? Do you think you can wake up, send 22 emails, and go about your day? Give me 22 if you think you can do that. I see a lot of questions coming in about the math. I'll definitely get to them at the end. Okay, good. Rick, Keith, John, Ryan, lots of 22s. Okay. Jay says that's if you get your email in the inbox. Yeah, we're going to go over that too. Wow, a lot of 22s. Okay, so you believe that you can send 22 emails a day. Now, this is the best part, and this is a little trick in Excel. So I can grab this whole month too, and look what I'm going to do here. I'm going to drag it out to 6 months. Okay, look what happens after 6 months of just sending 22 emails a day. And you can have your assistant do this, or you can use a tool to do this. Look what happens. After 6 months, I keep doing, 3 consultations, 3 clients, 13 consultations. I'm at $360,000 per year. All right, within 6 months, it's not that hard to keep clients on for 6 months. After that, some might leave you, or you might be getting better at converting. Let's try. So let's change this to $2,000 per month. Let's say you charge $2,000. Let's change that. All of a sudden, we only need to land 2.5 clients, and we only need to speak to one person every third day. We only need to send 16 emails. All right, well, what if my conversion gets better? What if I close 1 in 3 people? I only need to send 12 emails a day now. All right, so do you see how this works? And 1 in every 4 days, I need to have 1 consultation. So if you plug in your own numbers, you're going to see, or maybe, if you send every 30 emails, you get 1 person answering you that wants to get on the phone. You only need to send 7 emails a day, right? So you have to plug in your own numbers and figure it out. But with math, we've shown that you can predictably, once you know your numbers, predictably grow your business with clients. You're not guessing. You're not running ads and trying to throw things at the wall and see what sticks. You have a winning formula, which I'm going to show you, and you're going to stay consistent. All right, so that's my message with the cold email math. And let's move forward now with where to actually find these leads to send your 22 emails per day. So there's 3 main sources I have for cold emailing. The first is a purchase list. The second is a manually built list. And the third is an automatically built list. Okay, so we're going to go over the 3 sources right now. The first one is purchase lists. So the pros of buying an email list is that everything is there for you. There's no work required. You don't have to go and find prospects. It's already niched down for you. You can search for like any niche you want, and you can sometimes get custom with other variables. You can only get businesses that are making this amount of revenue or that are in this country, and you can really get specific. The cons of buying a list is that it's super pricey. I've seen lists upwards of $2,000 for like barely any emails. Sometimes you get many invalid emails because they don't keep the list up to date and they just sell you what's in their database. It's much more likely to be sent to spam, and often you don't even get the list in a file. You just get the ability to blast the list through someone else's dashboard, right? And if you wanted to go and buy these lists, here's where you would do that. So a simple Google search for your niche, like plumbers, plus buy emails or email broker, you're going to see a ton of people selling quote unquote, purchase lists to people that like to do cold emails. There's a company called Info USA or Info Canada if you're in Canada, and you can blast it through their portal as well. But a little trick for you is that if you call them, you can actually ask for a CSV file, and they will do it for you if you call them. So that's a little tip for you. So once you buy this list, how do you send emails to them? Well, if you're not a developer, it's going to be hard to use developer tools to install and send emails on your own server and things like that. You could try uploading it to your autoresponder like Aweber or MailChimp, but it's definitely not recommended. You'll probably get banned right away. You could try sending one by one in Gmail as well, although if you bought a decent sized lists that might take you like over a year to send all the emails. So your best use for buying lists is to do like an A/B split test of samples of that list for high open rates. So if you bought a list of 2,000 people, you may be able to send like one subject line to 50, another subject line to another 50, and see what got better, and then send a blast to the full list. Or you can try to fill up a webinar of only plumbers and sell them your SEO services. Or you can upload it as a custom audience on Facebook and run ads to only plumbers because you bought a list of only a custom audience of only plumbers. So overall, I don't recommend the source as it didn't have the best luck with it, but if you're willing to spend money, you can go ahead and try it. It's completely up to you. The second source is a manually built email list. So the pros of doing this is that it's the most accurate data possible. You're vetting and checking everything yourself. You can find the owner's email this way. You can find the owner's name too. And you can ensure that they actually need your marketing help. Because when you bought a list, you didn't know if they needed help or not, right? But when you manually inspect and you manually build it, you can know if they need SEO, right? What are the cons of manually building a list though? Well, for me, it takes a lot of time to do, right? Mainly to find the owner's name, to find the email address, to find, phone number if I want to follow up. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done in order to build a list. You can try hiring a VA to do this, but that can get pricey over time. And you can't do a blast with this method because you spend so much time manually building a list, it's sort of a shame to just waste it all on one blast. And last but not least, it's a lot of effort to make it personal with one-by-one emails. So even though you found the name and the email and everything, you have to then go to Gmail and type it in manually. Where would you find these leads if you're manually building a list? Well, first you need a source of websites. So it really depends on what you're selling. If you're selling reviews or reputation management, you can use Yelp, Yellow Pages, or Google Maps. If you're selling SEO, you can go to page 2 of Google. If you're selling like sort of schema and SEO, you can try to like open a bunch of websites from a directory and see in their source code if they don't have schemas set up already. So there's a lot of things you can do. It really just has to depend on what you sell. So the best use of a manually built list is to first ensure that they actually need help with their marketing and then add them to a prospecting list. So if you're going to the second page of Google, check out their site a bit, see if they really need SEO, see if they're really missing schema, then add them to a prospecting list because everyone on that list is going to receive an email from you about a certain topic. Personally, I like to focus on SEO and AdWords mistakes when I'm checking out businesses' websites. And what I'll do is I'll find the owner's first name and email, and then I'll send a personalized email with a video audit of their mistakes, okay? So how do you create a prospecting list and find the owner's name and email? So let's do one live, shall we? So let's go back to my sheet here, and I have another tab called prospecting list, and you'll see I have this file here where it's a very neatly filled out prospecting list of people I'm about to hit up with cold emails or physical mails I do as well. So I got the name, the website, the notes of how I found them, the keyword I used to find them. Did I make the video audit? Did I upload it to Wistia or YouTube? Did I find the prospect's name? Did I create a landing page for them? Did I test that it all works? Am I going to send a lumpy mail or am I going to send a cold email? Did I send it? Did I log it in my CRM? What's the address? What's the phone number? So you can see it does take a bit of time, but let's do one live and I'll show you how you can do it pretty quickly. All right, so someone in the questions start shouting out some niches that you'd like me to search for and do this live. Any niches? Let's do some unique ones, not the classic roofing and dentists, plumbers. All right, real estate investing, carpet cleaning. I really like that one actually. HVAC, funeral homes, solar. I like that carpet cleaning. Accountants, gardening, pet grooming, large format digital printing. Wow. Okay, let's go with the carpet cleaning.
It's a cool one too. CPAs, CGAs, CMAs. Those guys are high priced. Just my thoughts.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true, Bob. You know how much
not a lot of people ever talk about them.
They're not like one of the cliche ones for SEO. Okay, let's do it. We can do a couple. Okay, so let's just open a new tab with Google. So let's go to, let's do like carpet cleaning Toronto. We can also do accountants Toronto. And okay, so right away I see a bunch of AdWords ads, right? Now let's say there was a specific problem with my carpet, like I have a stain or something like that, right? So I search carpet stain. This is not the greatest example. Let's say I was doing roofing, for example. So I would do like shingle repair Toronto. Now look what happens in the ads over here. They don't mention, none of them mention shingles, right? Some of them don't even mention repairs. This is just a roofing service. So right away I can see that there's a problem that people are sending me to and running ads to a page that has nothing to do with my specific problem, shingles, right? So let's say we opened up a couple of these, and we could do the same thing for accountants. So like we can go, let's say I have a specific accounting problem, like tax, accounting, Toronto. Like Wealth is advertising. All right, so this one, AZ Accounting, they're sending me directly to the home page, or they're sending me corporation tax. Why am I landing on a corporate tax page when I didn't necessarily search for that, right? So these people are wasting money. So that's one example of something I would keep for later. So I'd open a bunch of tabs, and all right, let's take a look at these guys. So Avenue Road Roofing, I search for shingle repair. This page is roof leaks, okay? And there's a bunch of places I can click. They can lose me at. Let's see what else they have. Again, they're talking about leaks. They talk about themselves a bit too much. They do have a good call to action here, but then I keep scrolling and it just ends in sort of nothing. And a bunch of pictures. So it's not a real landing page. It's just a page on their website. So I might add them to the list. They might be able to use some help, especially since their ad was completely wrong. Now let's look at, I don't know what this is. This is some sort of site. All right, this Alpine Roofing, they sent me to their homepage. Okay, so they didn't send me to, let's see if they even have a service. Look at the service, and they have a service for shingled roofs or roofing repair. They could have easily sent the ad to this page, but they didn't. Instead, they sent it to the homepage, right? And that's not a targeted ad. So, and you see there's no big phone number at the end, there's no contact, there's no leave your information, there's no big title over here. Let's go to the next one. Again, landing on the homepage, even though they probably have a services page for shingles. Here, shingle roof repairs. Why did they not send the ad to this one? So you kind of see the point here. Like if the ad landed on this page, I would be in the right spot. Right away, I would leave my stuff. I'd probably pick up the phone and call them. But the page ends over here and there's no phone number, right? So it's just some simple problems like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start grabbing these URLs. So really this one landed on the home page. I'm just going to grab it. I'm going to go back to my sheet, and it was called Mr. Roof Repair. And here's the URL. The notes is that I landed on Google Ads. They have a landing page. And I searched for roof repair Toronto. And did I make a video for them? Yes. Yes, I find the owner's first name. Okay, so let's try doing that right now. Okay. So now that I have a good lead, right, I know they need help. Can I find someone at the business to contact that might respond to my email? All right. So right away, there's a couple of things you can do. You can go to the contact page. You could, let's see what they have here. No contact page, but they are on HomeStars. So if you go on HomeStars, this is like a repair. Sometimes you'll see the owner's name here because they'll mention it in the review. And it seems to be like, oh, it's quite a large company, so they might have, so like Adam, we have a name there, Adam. And another thing you could do is the who is lookup. So who is lookup is going to show you all the details of a domain where they registered the domain, when they registered, who registered it, and it could really help us find the owner's name. So if we search for this, okay, so right, you see how fast that was, by the way? That was like a couple milliseconds, and we found the owner's name. His name is Steve. I have his personal cell phone number. I have his actual personal email address as well, which is pretty amazing because now I know it's going to be a very personalized email. Okay, it was Steve at Just Roofing. Okay, so there we go. We found one. The phone number is there as well if I want to put it in. We could probably do it again for another company. Let's try this Avenue Road Roofing. See if they have email on the contact page. So they have a form. See if we can find them on who is. Oops. All right, so we found the administrative contact, and her name is Alina, and we have her full email address. So you see how powerful this is? Like, it didn't take me that long to go to Google, open a bunch of tabs, and see what was going on with these businesses, right? Same thing here. So Tax Accounting Toronto, let's say you're selling SEO. First thing I'll do is go to like page 3 and beyond. These people seriously need help with their marketing, right? So I'll open up a bunch of these personal tax people, and I won't go to like LinkedIn sites or anything like that. And right away, I'm just going to right-click, view page source, and see if they have some schema happening. No schema. Okay, you can see in the top right, I'm searching schema.org and there's source. Right-click, view page source, schema, nothing. Okay, let's try this one. And let's try to find it. Schema. So these guys actually do have schema. Okay, so there you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ignore this company, but now I have 2 other leads of people that actually need schema, and they have a pretty ugly site too. So I'm going to tell them about that as well. So I'll grab it, go back to the hit list, add it in. No schema, tax accountant Toronto. And the beauty about this is I already know the owner's first name because he's an accountant and it's his website. So it's John, and this is also a great part about you doing accountants. Thanks for that, Herc. And I'm just going to paste. Does he have a contact? He has like his personal business. He has a contact form, which is okay to do as well, by the way. Let's see if we can find him on the who is. And because it's .ca, it's a bit more protected. Let's try this one. Oh, so here, Rita. This woman over here, again, she didn't have schema, and we have her personal email. Sometimes they just post it there because she is her own business. She wants people to reach out to her. So yeah, her amazing suggestion with accountants because they like to promote their own business, and usually they are the ones answering the emails. So yeah, I'd grab this one and do it. So that's pretty much how I'll go about building the prospecting list. You know, we just did like 3. You know, I found a whole bunch of them, and that didn't take us more than like 5 minutes. And once you get the hang of it, you're just searching, right-clicking, adding to the list, and you're building up your 22 emails per day. So I like to do them on like Sunday so that for the rest of the week I have my work cut out for me already. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. Someone asked, what is a whois page URL? You can just search Google for like whois lookup. There's a ton of services. I like to use whois.com. Okay, great. So now that we have a list built, let's discuss what to send these leads in the email that we're about to send them. Okay, so I've created 4 types of cold emails that I typically send depending on different scenarios. So there's the audit, there's a fake audit, there's the boss trick, and then there's something I like to call the straight kill. So let's go through each one by one. So the first type is the audit. The audit is amazing, and the way I recommend doing it is as a custom screen recording video. So you're going to turn on your screen recording, you're going to walk them through their marketing mistakes, and then you're going to edit it into a video template of you making your offer. You're going to take that video and upload it to YouTube or Vimeo or Wistia and paste it into a landing page template and send it off to the lead. If they don't respond, you can send a follow-up email, get the consultation, and of course, close the deal. So here's an example of exactly how I do this based on the prospecting list. So for example, let's say one of these people need help, like Paul's Landscaping Services. So I created a page called /Paul on my website. All right, I used Unbounce. It was really quick to do, and the URL is very customized to the owner. And then the headline says, Paul, here's some marketing mistakes that you're making online. All right, if you landed on a page that had your name in the URL and on the headline, and then you saw a screenshot of your own website, a video made for you, are you going to tell me that you're not going to watch this video? Right? Are you going to watch this video? Heck yeah. So what I did here is I made a personal video. This is me just talking against the wall, and I took a screenshot of his site and I just pasted it over in my video editing software, and I just re-exported a new one. So as you keep going through the video, this part becomes a custom screen recording walkthrough of the problems with his website. So I show myself going to Google the same way I showed you. I show him his ad, how it was really poorly written. It leads me to the landing page, which is really just a home page. There's no call to action, all these other problems. And then it ends with me, again in a template, just telling him that I can help him, right? Get on the phone with me, book a free consultation now. And on this page, they can book a consultation with me, and sometimes they'll just pick up the phone and call. All right, so that's how I do a video audit. I just, you don't want to overcomplicate it. The whole thing was less than, I think, 3 minutes for the actual recording. And then you just pop it into a video template, post it on the landing page, and send it over to the lead. Okay, so that's how I do the audits. The second type of cold email is called the fake audit. So in this method, you're simply implying that you made an audit for them, but that you need a response first in order to actually send it over. So if it's a response to the email and the person is interested, they're going to reply asking for you to send it over. And this proves both, right? It proves that it's a good email and the person's interested. And then you can actually go out and do the audit, right? The video, right? So you don't have to waste time in the beginning. You just send a fake audit. So this is great for prospects you don't think are worth the time, or for doing a batch of them at once, all right? This is what the fake audit looks like. So what I did is I took a screenshot of the same website, Paul's Landscaping Services. I put a fake play button over the middle, right? I just found like a transparent play button, put it over, and then I just sent it over to Paul, said, hey, I made a video for you. Are you interested in seeing it? Or who's the best person to send it to? He replied saying yes. Then I go out and do the video, and I put it on the landing page for him. Okay, do you see how amazing this method is? You don't have to spend time actually making the audit. All right, so that's the fake audit. The third type is called the boss trick. And the boss trick is amazing for larger companies with more hierarchy. As well as when you can't find the appropriate person to email, what you're going to do is as follows. These people that you're emailing, let's say you want to reach Jim in marketing, right? He works in the marketing department. They tend to be a lot busier because they have a full-time marketing job. But if their boss tells them to do something, they must do it. So you're going to send an email to Jim's boss first, asking who is the appropriate person to speak to about marketing. Then the boss will forward your email to the proper person, who's Jim in this example, or you can include the previous reply from the boss and send it over to Jim, saying, hey, your boss emailed me this, let's chat. So that person, Jim, he can't ignore an email that has his own boss telling him to speak to you, this almost guarantees a consultation every single time. And it's really, really good if you're contacting a company that has like 10 employees and the owner's probably not going to get on the phone with you, and it doesn't really matter. Maybe all you need to do is speak to whoever's in charge of hiring for marketing or paying SEO people. That's fine. Send it to the boss first. Don't just send it directly to the person you're trying to contact. You're more likely to get a response because they're busy. They'll just be like, yeah, go ahead and speak to Jim. Show that to Jim, and boom, you have a consultation. So that's the boss trick. I love it. Use it and get results with it. Now here's a fourth type. It's called the straight kill. So just like it sounds, you're going straight for the sale. And going straight for the kill can be effective for foot-in-the-door sales or low-priced offers. And the idea here is to gain commitment for a consultation or even for a full sale right away for a really small offer. So this could be something like a $20, I'll make your social media page, or I'll make your cover on your page, or I'll add schema to your site really quickly. They're either interested or they're going to have more questions about what exactly it is that you offer. And this can be combined with a fake straight kill. So check this out. This is an email I got from Adobe, and I never even signed up for a trial to Adobe. But look what it says. So it says, "Hi Lior, I hope all is well with you. We've never met, but I'm writing because I noticed that you started a trial with us the other day. I thought it made sense to reach out to you directly since we work with a ton of other businesses in your area. If you're open to it, it would be great to learn more about what you're doing and how we might work together. Can you or someone on your team hop on a quick 15-minute call next week to explore? Daniel." This to me is probably the most perfect cold email. Maybe I did sign up for a trial like years ago, but look what he did here. I'm going to break it down by using the do's and don'ts of cold emailing. Okay, these are really important if you're going to start cold emailing today. Based on this guy's email, let's go through the do's first. So what you want to do is state why you are emailing right away. So right away he said, "We've never met, but I'm writing because I noticed you started a trial." Then use social proof of how you're a good and interesting fit for speaking to this person. And what he did is he said that he works with a ton of other businesses in my area. So right away I'm thinking, wow, like who else around me is using this guy's product? This is pretty cool. Then include a call to action at the end or a question to demand a response. So he said, "Can you or someone on your team hop on a quick 15-minute call next week?" Okay, so that demands a response from me. It's a yes or a no. It's not a general, hey, I work with people around you. And then you can include your phone number. So if sometimes you'll get a contact who just picks up the phone and calls you right away. I've had that happen before. And they won't even book anything. They're just really ready to hear what you got to say. Now here's what you don't want to do. And the funny thing is I actually ended up replying to Daniel like, "Hey, like where did you learn this cold email stuff?" And I based a lot of the stuff I do now around that email. So we chatted about that a bit. But here's what you don't want to do based on this email. You don't want to include a link to your website. Okay, notice over here, he did write Adobe sign at the bottom, but he didn't include any clickable link to the website. And the reason for that is if you include a link to your SEO agency site or your consulting site or a landing page, people are going to click it. And when they do click it, they're going to see what you're all about, and they're going to decide for themselves whether or not your service is for them. You don't want them to make that decision on their own. You want them to make it in a consultation with you, right? So you don't include a website. You make them respond to your one call to action or your one, question, which is, can we get on a call? And that's why it's so important to not include your website. You don't want to use CC just for spam reasons. Same thing with attachments. Don't attach any proposals or anything like that. Don't give over too much information about what it is you do. Like he didn't even say what it was he was selling or what he was doing. He just wanted to hear more about what I was doing. And of course, don't beg or be salesy. Just keep it really short, really sweet, and try to get that one thing answered in your email. Okay, so those are my do's and don'ts. Hope you had a chance to screenshot or write it down. They will come in handy. All right, here's another little bonus for you. So these are the highest converting subject lines that I've noticed when I send emails. These will work really well for me. And the reason why the subject line is so important is it's because it's what determines if your email even gets opened or not. So you really need to make a count by raising curiosity. If no one opens your email, that means your email is not being read. That means they can't respond, and that means you don't make a sale. So here's 4 that I love. The first one is strange question. Almost always gets an open for this one because people love giving advice and they love having questions asked to them. They might even think that you're trying to buy something from them. Okay, so strange question. Another one is appropriate person, question mark. And then you could use that for the boss trick, right? Like, who is the appropriate person to send this to? Have you seen this question mark? Right? This could be if you're sending over an audit and or a fake audit and you'd like them to see something like the video. The last one, and this one is extremely powerful, is your website's broken, question mark. And you want to be careful how you use this because if their website isn't actually broken and you didn't find something that's like majorly broken, then they might get really upset and you didn't start off the relationship on a good foot. So be careful using that one, but it gets like the highest open rates. Okay, so those are my subject lines. Feel free to use them and get some good opens. Here's another little bonus. These are crucial tools that you could use for cold emailing that's just going to make your life so much easier when doing this. So the first is Yesware or Sidekick by HubSpot. There's a lot of tools like this, and they'll allow you to track your email opens. And it's so important to know who is opening your emails because you'll know if your subject line actually works. So you'll be able to test further, you'll be able to tweak it, see if your conversions go up. It's super, super important. Rebump or Mailshake and a whole bunch of others, they'll allow you to do follow-ups with people that don't open your email or don't click on a link or don't respond to your emails. And Rebump only does like one sequence at a time, but it's still pretty good, so you don't have to go back every day and send another 22 emails for the 22 emails you sent yesterday, right, if no one responds. Just sign up for a software and it'll send those for you. Camtasia or ScreenFlow or Cloud App or Jing for recording your screen and doing those video audits. There's a whole bunch of options for you there, even QuickTime on your computer. You can use Wistia or Vimeo Pro or even YouTube for hosting the marketing videos or the audit videos. And you can use Unbounce or Lead Pages for hosting landing pages where you can just quickly click duplicate and just change the person's name and upload a new video. And last but not least, there's Gmail plus canned responses, and the canned responses are just the templates you can sort of save and just you don't have to keep typing it in or copying and pasting every time. And if you want to get some really good deliverability and increased sending limits, you can use G Suite. All in all, you're looking at about $200 to $300 per month for these services. Right? And there are some free options, and that might sound like a lot of money, but when you think about it, if you're able to land 3 clients by paying $200-300 a month for these tools, then that profit margin is massive because there's no other advertising costs to that. Right? You're landing the client, they're paying you up front. All you have to do is send these cold emails, and these tools really help you do that. Okay? So those are the tools. Feel free to take advantage of them. So far we went over purchase lists and manually scraping and building a list. But we didn't discuss the third type, which is automation. Okay, so how to automatically build an email list and how to automatically send emails. So I have a question. What if there was a way to have something running that did every single step above automatically? That means finding the emails, finding the owner's first name, seeing if they have problems on their website, sending them the fake audits, all that stuff. What would that mean to you if we did? Well, what I did is I actually built one for my own agency. Do you want to see it? Guys, give me a 1 if you'd like to see the tool that I built in order to do this. There we go. Just smash that keyword. There we go. Ryan, Rick, Natalie. Okay, I can't even scroll through this. Boom. Bring it, says Mark. Awesome. Okay, guys, so what I want to introduce you to right now is this tool that I've been building for the past 2 years, and it's called Scopeleads. Now, what exactly is Scopeleads? Well, what it does is it first creates a list of businesses that are actively in need of your services. So it'll find who needs SEO, who is missing schema. Then it finds all of their information, and of course it gets their email address as well. You can create a completely custom audit or a fake audit showing them the problems that they have with their website. A personalized spam-free email is sent to the entire list that was generated. The software will then send conditional follow-up emails based on the recipient's action. So if the lead didn't open, or they didn't click, or they didn't reply, which we have coming up soon, then it's going to send follow-ups so that you don't have to sit there following up with each person. And everything is tracked in the neat CRM and with beautiful reporting. Did I mention that all of that is done in just seconds? Just by clicking go. So what I want you to do is imagine searching for your niche, going to sleep, and waking up to dozens of people that responded to you interested in your offer, whether you're doing the straight kill or offering an audit. So you'll get a chance to use it in a moment, but first, let me show it to you live in action so you can see how powerful it really is. Okay, so I'll just zoom in a bit here, but this is the Scopeleads dashboard, and you can see I have everything tracked in the CRM. So I have, I sent 12 emails in my test account, 8 of them were opened, and if I was tracking, if I put links to my email to my website, I would see how many people clicked on that. Okay, but remember, the beauty and the magic comes in finding and building these lists. We don't have to sit there manually building lists anymore. Scopeleads will do it in seconds. So earlier, before this webinar, I ran a search for roofers that are missing schema. So we can do another one like right here. And these are our search options that we're presented with. So you can do a regular search if you sell anything to business, social media lacking for people that want to make like a $20 sort of quick cover page for them and upsell them later. People that are SEO lacking and they clearly have problems with their SEO and not ranking for your keywords. Schema lacking is going to show people that don't have schema markup on their website. Use project supremacy, give them that schema. If you sell AdWords, you can find that. People who are not advertising in AdWords. People who are not advertising on Facebook. People who don't even have a website. People that have a website but are not mobile responsive. Or maybe they're not using video, or maybe their reputation is bad with bad Google reviews. And we've even added recently this week, you can upload your own CSV and we'll search that for you. Okay, so let's do schema lacking because I know you guys love schema. And we'll do another random thing like accountant, and we'll do Toronto. Okay. Now at this point, we're presented with 2 options. I could run standard and I can go through the leads one by one, edit them, making sure everything's clean and good. Or I can automatically send an email or a sequence of drip emails to the entire list the moment the search is done. Okay, so I can choose to send a sequence or anything like that, and I can even make sure that it doesn't email leads that were previously emailed in other searches. And last but not least, you'll be able to schedule it for another time, like tomorrow morning or any day that you really want. So if people don't respond to my first email, it's going to send them a follow-up email based on what I do. So for now, I'm just going to leave standard and finish that, and that's going to get to work. But here's an example of roofers in New York that are missing schema. Okay, so you can sort of see the quality of the leads here. We get the owner's personal first name. So his name is Alex. We have his personal email address, Alex at Unique Roofing, and Alex here. Here we have Anthony and his info. Edward, we have his personal Gmail address. Jerry, his personal email address. Okay, here we have a whole bunch we can choose from. So you can start to see how clean and filled out this is, and this is starting to look very similar to my marketing hit list. But how fast was this generated? Well, it was generated in less than 30 seconds. So we no longer have to spend a couple hours once a week building 22 emails for the next 7 days. And if you like, you can manually check who's missing schema or not. All right, so what I want to do now is I can run an audit and actually show this business what the issues are with their website with regards to SEO. So we'll let that load. And in the meantime, I will show you oh, it's already done. Okay, so here your logo will appear. You can upload it yourself, and you'll be able to just send them over a link with or automatically merge it into your email with all this SEO information and what they're missing and their keywords and things like that. You could put your own custom message at the bottom. So this is very good if someone's already been speaking to you and you want to send them an audit. You no longer have to do anything like that manually. Okay, but let's go over to the actual templates and show you what it looks like when you use the merge fields, right? Because these emails have to be completely personal at scale if you choose to send them at scale. So this one is a simple follow-up for unopens. So it says, have you seen this question mark? Hey, first name, and here what I did is I used the merge fields from one of our many options. So I use the first name, last name, and if you can't find it, we'll put the word there in there, or you can change it to whatever you like. And I want to send them a fake audit. So you can see this thing over here, it's actually a fake audit, and it's going to automatically take a screenshot of their website, and it's going to put the play button on top of it. Okay, so they are going to have the screenshot, play button on top of it, and I also merged in what social profiles are missing because I want to sell them, a quick $20 cover, cover page for their website. You can also put in the audits link, the Google rating, the keyword use, the city, the phone number, the website, the address, the business name. There's a lot of things you can merge in. And the second email in the sequence is going to send one day after. So it's going to say, hi there, I want to make sure you got the previous email. How many days after should we send this one? Well, we can change it to 2 or 3. And it's going to be based on the condition that the prospect did not open the previous email. Okay? So if they didn't open this email, it's going to send this follow-up, and then it's going to send another follow-up. And you can keep adding follow-ups so you don't have to waste any time in Gmail following up with people. And I can tell you from experience, following up is 70% of all of my sales, all of my consultations. Because if you don't follow up, most people will not respond to your first email, even though they open it. Okay, so that's Scopeleads in a nutshell. There's so many more features. We just found these 71 leads in accountant that I just searched for, and all of these are missing schema. Look at this potential. All these people can be sold schema, and we can send them audits, run audits for them, or whatever we like. So I'm just going to show you quickly what the little CRM looks like. So let's say the contact responded, or I won the deal. I'm just going to say that in here. And now we have some notes saved for this lead. And if what happens is if I actually do send in an email, it's going to be able to track whether or not that worked or not. So for example, this is just a test of my own email, but you'll see it was opened, and if they clicked on the link, it'll change to clicked. So the little CRM will update to that, and now we can track exactly what was sent, strange question, the time it was sent, or I can continue to send more and schedule it for later. So that is Scopeleads in a nutshell. There's so much more I'd like to show you later on, but let's get back to the presentation. So everything we just did before manually, and I'm sorry for wasting your time showing you how to do it in Excel and manually finding the problems with SEO and all that stuff, it's completely automated and tracked for you. So how can you use Scopeleads right now? Well, Scopeleads regularly costs $1,188 per year for Pro Access. And there's also 3 crucial components available for over $200. There's high converting email templates that work really well for me, Plug and play success, that's $47. There's a six-figure sales guide and script on how to close the clients on the phone once they agree to get on the call with you. Then there's an elite community for training webinars, case studies, and more. So the total of your first year would be just shy of $1,400, right? $1,400. That's just to get pro access, which allows you to send the drip emails and everything. But right now, for this webinar only, you can get every feature and every component at the lowest it will ever be. And that's at $249 for the entire year and every year moving forward. So we're scratching the price of $1,400. You're saving over $1,100. You're saving over $1,150. That's over 82% discount, and it's only for this webinar. So guys, if you want to pick it up right now, the link will be in your chat box at scopeleads.com/PS. Scopeleads.com/project supremacy PS, and you'll be able to pick that up. Let's go over the components really quickly just so you understand what it is you're getting with this software. So the Pro version is $99 per month regularly. So Scopeleads Pro unlocks the ability to run 2 additional campaign types. There's AdWords and website lacking. It also unlocks automation. So that's a feature that lets you go to sleep while it emails everyone that you just searched for. You don't have to think about it. And last but not least, smart sequences will be unlocked, which allows the follow-up emails to be sent automatically. So you don't have to sit there and do them. The second component is the high converting email templates. It's regularly $47, and it's word-for-word templates that simply work. You're going to be preloaded into your tutorial section. Use them as templates or sequences and get the same results that we've been getting. There's a total of 12 templates for each campaign type. Craig says, everyone should be using this script. It works. Only have one offer and don't include your website, as we mentioned before. The third component is the consultation sales training. This is $67. Honestly, I do sell it for thousands of dollars in my private coaching. And this is training series by yours truly, me, on how to take the prospect from just being interested in sort of what you have to say to actually getting on the phone and closing them and getting them to pay you. So it's step by step what to say in the phone call to sell your services without being salesy. There's also a complete 6-figure script available for you to download and use. And Drew says, I haven't even really had time to implement the new lead sources yet. It's really just a sales technique that has drastically improved my close rate. Thanks, Drew. The fourth component is a private network and ongoing training. So we host bi-monthly webinars to keep you engaged and learning the newest cold email methods and templates. In the group, you can chat with like-minded software users and learn what's working for them and what template they're using. You can request new features, get blazing fast support, and get access to bonus features and giveaways. Andrew says the Scopeleads software is great, but has been the even better value is the help and advice I've been given by the guys in the community. Brad says this group at Scopeleads has been great. I've learned a lot about the business from this group and Lior alone. So yes, it works, and yes, it gets results. Michael says, I want to thank Lior and the team for creating such an awesome software. I was able to land 2 clients in the roofing niche and 1 client who covers a range of different services. Now I have my hands full. If you're looking to save money and a way to get more consistent flow of leads, this is for you. Herb says, Scopeleads is the whole package, just about everything you need to generate leads from potential clients. We have stopped wasting time cold calling to get the leads we need, and we signed up 3 new clients using Scopeleads that we never would have landed using the methods that were typical for us before we got Lior's tool. And Craig, before using Scopeleads, I was manually cold emailing my niche, and it took forever. Now with Scope, I can reach out to hundreds of businesses each day very quickly. This allows me to use it in the morning for an hour or 2 and stop when I've gotten enough responses to keep me busy for the rest of the day. So you might be thinking, this is great, but who is this for me? Right? So who is Scopeleads for? Anyone starting in SEO that needs a clear plan of action with an actual tool that can get it done, Scopeleads is for you. anyone with experience selling or doing SEO that can use more clients or wants to move to clients, Scopeleads is perfect for you. Or anyone with a sales team already that's hungry for more leads and wants to save time, Scopeleads is for you and your team. Iman bought Scopeleads and he says, the last 24 hours have been freaking crazy. Not only have I made a positive ROI from getting Scopeleads, but I got my foot in the door with some of the biggest companies in my area. He's actually very active in the group and he shared how he did that. Guys, I have a special webinar bonus for those of you that are buying on this call today. So only for people buying right now on this webinar, I'm going to share the exact walkthrough that Michael and Iman created that landed them their clients using Scopeleads. Okay, Michael landed those 3 roofing clients. Iman made an ROI within 24 hours of getting the app. You're going to get their walkthrough, the campaigns that they ran, the scripts that they used to email. You're going to see everything step by step. And the reason I do this is because training from a real user is worth more than anything I could provide myself. I can talk all day about the tool and how great it is. It's really the group and it's really these people showing you how they did it that is of utmost benefit. Okay? So guys, you have 2 options at this point right now. You can keep prospecting manually, spending hours and days preparing and tracking everything, sending out emails one by one. Or you can start using Scopeleads and automate your sales process at the cheapest it will ever be. So once again, the link is scopeleads.com/PS. Okay? Here's one more testimonial. I'll let you go to the sales page. There's thousands of them on there. Eric says, I wanted to share a success story with you. I've always been a fan of the stuff you put out, but yesterday I finally launched a campaign I've been wanting to do for a while. I sent out 197 emails yesterday morning. It took 20 minutes. 59 emails were opened and I got 16 visitors to my site, even though the call to action was to call me. 5 people emailed me back wanting to know more and 8 calls came in. 3 of those were interested and I'm sure I'll get 2 or 3 to commit in a short trial period. Thanks, man. I think Scopeleads is the bomb. Thank you, Eric. So guys, before I open this up to questions, I want to quickly recap what exactly it is that you're getting. So you are getting instant access to Scopeleads Pro version. Instead of paying $99 per month, you're getting it for $249 for the entire year. Right? That's an incredibly cheap deal. You have the templates, the sales scripts, the Facebook community. You don't have to pay for them. It's included. The Scopeleads Power Users Training, which is the exact campaigns that got them their responses and their clients, that's going to be unlocked for you in the tutorial section of the app. So guys, scopeleads.com/PS. I'm going to go right now to show you what it looks like. And it's going to redirect you to this page. You'll see all the testimonials put up. And guys, we're closing this offer within the hour, right? Because we can't keep up this price for too long. Within 41 minutes, this page is just going to redirect and it's going to break. So if you want it now, check it out. And I'm going to open this up to questions as well as Todd and Herc being able to unmute themselves.
Yeah, I got a few things to say too. I'll let you finish, so let me know when you're...
Yeah, I'm good. It'd be great if you could just start shooting me some questions. I know there's a ton of people have...
Yeah, before we get to questions, guys, I do want to... Lior, I'm going to steal the screen for a sec. I want to show people something. Why I love Scopeleads, why I want to promote Scopeleads. Let me just grab the screen. You guys may have seen this. You might not have seen this. Can you guys see this? How to make $1,000 a month practicing SEO? Give me a 1 if you can see that. Yeah, this is me speaking. Okay, cool. So this is a rank and rent guide that I wrote a long time ago now. It's like a couple of years ago, and this was what I was doing because my kind of progression in SEO or whatever, like since I started to where I'm at now, was I started with the typical like start your own agency. Oh, there's my dog scratching the door. Atticus, go over there. So I started with a typical SEO agency, guys, and I found it really, really, it's a lot to manage. It's hard. You got to rank for your site, yada, yada. And I moved from that into like the rank and rent method because it's really easy to sell something that you know, the results are already there. With agency SEO, you know, you're saying, give me money, I'll get you a result eventually. Whereas with rank and rent method, you're saying, look, I already have a property, you know, on the first page of Google. Just do you want it? Because the results are instant to those people. And what I'm getting at is when I wrote this guide, and at that point I had built my business up, you could see up to 25 grand a month, and I showed my account doing a lot of rank and rent and stuff like that. It was just awesome. But when I wrote this guide, right here under the table of contents on how to sell and rent your site for maximum profits, you have to contact people if you want to sell, right? There's just no doubt about that. You have to contact people. So what I was saying is, you know, contacting businesses with a tricky little email and how to find those emails was kind of the stuff that Lior was showing. You use all those strategies to go and find the email address, and then you send them an email, right? And in this example, this rank and rent guide, what I had built, and I'll show you this, was this right here. So if you research pool resurfacing Phoenix, I show you in that guide why I chose that keyword, how I chose that niche, how I built the site, how I ranked it. But still, years later, I'm ranking, this guy's got, Yelp's got the #1, but I'm ranking #1 and #2, but I also have the stars, right, because of schema. Now, I could turn around and sell that to a client, but I have to find the client first, right? And these are the emails. So back then when I wrote this, there wasn't a tool like Scopeleads around, so I had to use all those manual methods, and I was still able to build my business up quite significantly. I'll go let my dog out in a second. But I was able to build my business up quite significantly using that method, and it really, really works. And if you guys want a copy of this rank and rent guide, I'll give it to you guys for sure. But yeah, like the contact method in this guide was manual, and with Scopeleads, it's so much better because now not only are you able to target the people you want to, you know, contact, you can see who has a weak spot, right? Like the schema lacking one's so big, because you could literally go to sites in this exact industry, like pool resurfacing in Phoenix, find out who doesn't have schema, and then show them the difference. Like when you're selling schema, most people are going to be like, what the hell is schema? Why do I need it? You know what I mean? But all you have to do is show them the benefit of what they're going to get if they buy from you, and say, look, go type in pool resurfacing Phoenix. I know you're in that, you know, area. And then look at my site and see those stars right there. That's what schema can do for you. And now you have an ability to sell something, you know, backed by a proof and backed by a benefit that they actually get to see. And Scopeleads is kind of the engine that's going to really increase your efficiency in being able to contact all these people in a different way, and knowing right away that these people are lacking these certain items, whether it be SEO or schema or social, all that stuff. And being that most of you on this call probably already own Project Supremacy version 2 or version 3, you already have the perfect plugin and the perfect software product to be able to fulfill those services, right? So Todd and I kind of have always focused our software products on SEO fulfillment type stuff, whereas Lior, he's been really, really great at building softwares for the selling aspect of those things. So Todd and I have never, well, Todd kind of had that command center thing, but Lior Scopeleads software, he's really, really focused on the selling aspect, which is something we don't cover. We don't build that, but we've watched Lior launch Scopeleads. Todd helped him with the launch of that, and we've seen what he's done. He's got an amazing, amazing piece of software, and it's a really, really killer tool for you guys to have in your tool belt of SEO tools that'll help you sell these services. For all you SERPtech members, this is a killer one, guys. I know that we show you in SERPtech how to hang the for rent sign, and that's great, but remember, you're waiting for the people to come along, and that's for people who really don't like selling, right? You don't want to talk to anyone, so you hang the for rent sign, and eventually someone comes along as they're doing competition research. Who are the businesses I'm competing against? They find your site, they can rent it. But if you want to take a step in the proactive direction, once you have your SERPtech sites ranked, okay, especially with the for rent sign on them, then you use something like Scopeleads to go target clients that are in your area and your niche, and you say, go look at what I already have. It's a great, great prospecting tool to help you guys rent out those SERPtech sites. So just try to connect those dots, guys. They're really, really important. Scopeleads is something that we will put, the offer you're getting right now, the $249 per year, guys, is killer. It's absolutely awesome because it sells on a monthly basis. So you're getting it, I don't even know, it's like 70 or 80% cheaper on a yearly than it is on the monthly, that you can go buy it on the monthly if you want. But you're getting this deal, and Scopeleads is something that Todd and I are going to be putting and recommending in the back end of Project Supremacy and like the new digital supremacy site that I've mentioned a few times. It's going to be there all the time because it's amazing software. It's good. We know Lior. We believe in Lior. He does a great job with updating the software. I've watched all the updates come over the past years and stuff like that. It's always going to be in there. But the deal that's being offered today, guys, is there's no bullshit. You know, we don't bullshit you. Is an absolutely killer deal to get Scopeleads. So please keep that in mind. So what I'm going to do, Lior, since my dog's losing his shit, I'll pass it back over to you, and then you can answer some questions for people. There you go.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate that. It makes total sense. I mean, I think someone's even in the comments was saying that they use SEO lacking and then they pitch a rank and rent, and that's exactly right. So it will find who actually needs that, and then you can go out and rank a site for them. Or if you already have a site ranked for, let's say, pool resurfacing, why not just run a search for all the pool resurfacers in that area and then reach out to them saying, hey, this is my site. You want to rent it? I got leads coming in. So there's a lot of opportunities for you to do. It's just a tool, and it all depends how you want to use it. So here's a quick example of a mobile view. So let's say we search for roofers in New York, and you sell websites, or you have a lot of people that you can do like mobile responsive websites for, because it's such a good foot in the door method. So what you'll do is you'll actually see this iPhone over here, and you'll be able to, on your phone or on the browser, you'll be able to swipe left and right based on whether or not you think you can help them with the site. So this site, for example, is not mobile responsive, right? So I can help them. I'm going to swipe right. And the same with this one, right? It's not mobile responsive. I'm going to swipe right. And what's happening in the background is it's actually sending them an email with a screenshot of this saying, this is what your site looks like on mobile. You need help. This is not like acceptable. I need to help you. You redo it, and then you can go and install like a plugin, or there's a lot of really easy ways to make a site mobile responsive. That's exactly what you do. So I really like this tool. For those of you that like are using dating apps or Tinder, like it's so similar. You can just I could be walking to the gym, just swiping left and right and sending emails about, this sort of stuff. So that's just one of the cool features we have in there to help you get more clients. Now let's take a couple of questions. I know people are eager. Okay, let's see. Bob is asking if it's always going to be updated. Yes, it's a cloud-based software. You can access it on any device and any browser. So you can use it from your phone, and every time you log in, you'll get the latest updates. Like this morning, we just pushed an amazing new update regarding Gmail. So you can send from your personal Gmail address, or you can use an SMTP server and separate between single and bulk emails for that. Okay, let's see what else there is. Rick says, can we customize the email sequences? I'd like to use it to get leads for non-SEO related services. Yes, the email sequences can be completely custom to whatever you write about. And if you sell, we have people selling like insurance, financial services, like really odd things. And they can just run a regular search without a filter and get a whole bunch of businesses that are appropriate for that as well. David says, just curious as to what the current going prices are for schema services. David, I want to be able to answer that, but what I would say is you can use it as a foot in the door method. So if people are missing schema, why not just say, hey, $20, here's the importance of schema. I'll quickly install it for you, the code, and it'll help. They see it helps, right? They see they can get the reviews on Google SERPs or whichever schema you're using. And then you say, hey, you like that? I can do that monthly for X amount of dollars. So you just upsell them because they're already your client. They're more likely to spend a lot more money with you. So that's what I would do. And we have training and all this in the tutorial section, guys. So again, this is a tool, but at the end of the day, you're getting a step-by-step method to actually landing clients, with all the webinars and stuff that we've done. Mar says, how long is this open? So if you go to the sales page It's open for another 30 minutes, and then the special deal will end. If you guys have any questions about it, you can also use this chat box, and we have the same thing in our support. Just open it up, and you'll be able to message our support.
Hey, sorry, I'm back. I had to let the dog out. He was going nuts.
No worries. Mark says, I'm new to SEO, but do you find clients think you're selling snake oil and talk about SEO? Because many have paid for SEO in the past and stopped. It's a very technical question, not really about the software, but there are ways to position yourself as someone who's going to help them get results as opposed to someone who's just selling SEO or ranking services, right? If you sell ROI and focus on the bigger picture for them, it's much easier to communicate that to business owners. Ryan says, what if I don't know anything and I want to use SerpTech or Project Supremacy? What's the easiest way? I think you asked this before, you saw Herc's presentation. I think Ranking Right is a great way. Selling leads is a great way. Doing foot-in-the-door methods is a great way as well, just to get people to be your client first before selling them on monthly services. Dale says, can you share the marketing hit list spreadsheet? Yeah, I'm going to put that in the chat box in a second. Natalie, what a slick presentation. What a lesson. Thank you. Mark, can we import our own data sheets? Yes, you can upload a CSV file of up to 1,000 leads, and we will enrich that data. So if you only have websites, we'll go out, find the email addresses for you, find, if they're missing social media profiles, find the person's first name and last name, things like that. Hope that answers your question.
I have a good one here from Greg that I want to talk about. He said, what are you doing to keep an ongoing income once you fix schema and other issues with the site? The nice thing about, Greg, I don't know if you own Project Supremacy or not, or version 2 or version 3, but one thing that I've always talked to you guys about is the easiest sale to make in SEO with clients is the second sale to an existing customer who's already happy with work that you've done. So if you do have a client where you sent out a schema lacking and then you sold a schema service, got them some star reviews and shit, that client's going to be happy. He's going to look at you like you're a pro. Then with Project Supremacy, especially, or SerpTech, if you have one or both, you have so many options for things that you can upsell to those guys with Project Supremacy, for instance. If you've sold them schema already, now you can say, look, we've done your schema, but you have SEO lacking. We can go in and use the project planner to backwards analyze all your existing SEO pages. We'll tell you what keywords you should be targeting. We'll tell you how to target those keywords for all the pages on your sites. You can add Facebook retargeting pixels with Project Supremacy now in header scripts so that they can start building a custom audience in Facebook. You could be managing Facebook advertising for them using that. With SerpTech, you could say, look, I know we fixed your schema, we fixed your SEO. Would you guys like a second property for hundreds of keywords? We could build you one of those and rent that out to you to start getting you more traffic. So with the tools, like I said, that Todd and I have, we're more in the delivery space for SEO services. You have so many options of selling to clients that you already have that are happy with your services that you can keep a monthly retainer on a client quite easily.
Awesome. Natalie says, in addition to that, without a doubt, the sites we have with stars get more calls than our higher ranking sites. No doubts, all tracked. So yeah, that's the power schema right there.
Yeah, Google stars, guys, increase CTR huge, man. Like as an example, even if you're not ranking first, on this page here, if someone's looking for say this keyword USI tech review, this draws attention away from the first, I'm ranking number 5, and this because I have stars will draw attention away from the top 3. So you'll get a bit of skewed results where normal Google results, this usually gets about half, this gets about 20%, this gets about 10, and then the rest of it is divided up amongst the rest of the listings. But just having stars from aggregate rating schema will draw clicks down to this, so that this will, instead of getting 2%, will bump up to 20%. I don't have the exact measurements on it. There's no way to test that, but it definitely increases click-throughs.
Yeah, my screen right now. They're still on my screen, but I think they got the point.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Hopefully you still got the point. Give me a 1 if you got the point.
Stars equals money.
2. Yeah, John. If you do, John said he's not really seeing it. Basically, the point was, I have a listing that I was showing that my ranking is number 5, but it has stars and nothing else on the page has stars. So even though I'm in number 5, I can increase my click-through rates because people's eyes are drawn to the listing that stands out amongst all other listings.
Awesome. Okay. Dan says, what do you recommend using to make a site mobile responsive? I think Todd had a good one that you used to recommend. No, Todd? Not sure if he's still there, but
Sorry, what was that?
yeah, a good plug-in to make websites responsive for mobile view searches.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of things inside the command center. There's actually some work really well and some don't. Your best bet is typically just Google up some stuff and you'll find several different resources inside of the WordPress repository. And it's just a matter of trying them out typically. I would recommend, moving your client site to, a development area and fool around with that to get the one that makes it look like you need to. So it kind of depends sometimes on what the website's actually doing. So I can't recommend just like one perfect one that works 100% all the time because that's typically just not the case. A responsive theme sometimes, provided the content and the forms and things like that aren't too complex, then there are some good responsive themes out there that maybe you can find one that's similar to what they're currently using and probably better, newer, a newer style, cleaner and stuff like that. So there's 2 ways of doing it, and you're just gonna have to Google up a lot of stuff for free out there. I don't have the URL off the tip of my tongue for the ones that we have inside of the command center, but anyway, 2 ways of going about it. One is a plugin from WordPress repository, or just change the theme to a responsive theme. So it's not very difficult to solve their problem. Now obviously you don't have to tell them that, but finding those sites that need to be mobile responsive. I mean, let's face it, everyone's site needs to be mobile responsive in this day and age. You just have to. So it's a real, Lior provides a tool for quick finds, and quick email, as he just demonstrated a few minutes ago. And then the solution, now I don't want to sit here and say it's a 5-minute fix every single time, but I'm just saying that it's not that hard. Okay.
Yeah, and schema's even easier.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to mention about what Todd just said, like on responsive themes and whether it's easy or hard, I'll tell you this, I know this for a fact. What's easy to us is hard as fuck for other people. I can guarantee that. To take someone's site and switch it to another theme and make it mobile responsive, for guys like us that we know what we're doing. This is what we do. It could happen, in an hour for us. But if that client was to take on that project and try it themselves, a lot of times, they're going to bang their heads against the wall, guys. Like, don't ever underestimate how much you know and how much that's worth to people.
Absolutely.
That's a very good point. That's what the audit is sort of revolves around, right? You're showing them the problems with their site, and in the back of their minds are like, oh my god, I can't fix this. I just want to pay you to do it. So that's the sort of angle that we teach as well.
Hey, Lior, just real quick here, do you have a support URL? I think you mentioned earlier there's one inside the system, I know. You use Intercom, right?
Yeah, so support@scopeleads.com, or you can just hit the chat bubble on the page. If you're having trouble getting in, we can definitely help with that.
Terry, that was for you.
Thanks.
Support.
Someone's asking, does this work in the UK? Yes, it works worldwide. I know a lot of people are overseas. You can search in any language and you can find customers and leads in any country, any city. That answers Greg as well. Can you write in Spanish? Yes, you definitely can. Greg is asking about spam. So we have internal spam checks as well as external, and a whole bunch of tips on avoiding that. You can also custom label your own domain. So if you don't want to use our tracking system, you can, with a couple clicks, set up your own tracking system, and your reputation is your own reputation. You're not affected by any other users in the system. So that's for you, Greg. Okay. Thanks, John. A lot of questions here, guys. Guys, keep them coming, and we'll definitely get to them. George, the Scopeleads integrate with other tools. So you can actually download a CSV of every search you've ran in a whole campaign folder and upload it to your own tool. Very soon we are going to add a Zapier integration, which allows you to use automation to automatically import leads into your own CRM if you like. We actually have someone that just started using Scopeleads within Salesforce. Not sure if I was allowed to say that, but Salesforce themselves, some account executives are using it, and they're not using it to email, but they find the leads and they upload it to Salesforce and sell their own product, which I found fascinating. Julian says, what email services do you need for this to work? Do you need bulk email accounts? So you can use your own Gmail or G Suite if you're going to send, a couple emails a day, 22 emails, maximum, let's say 100, 200 emails. That's fine. If you're going to start getting into the large-scale game because you have, time for a lot of phone calls and you can sell a lot of leads, then you're definitely going to want to look into an SMTP sort of server. A lot of them are completely free, up to like 10,000 emails a month, and then it's like a quarter of a penny after that per email. So we recommend all those in the training area. You definitely don't need to spend more money at all in order to start using this. Albert is asking about Canadian dollars. No, the price is in US dollars. Ryan asked a great question. Is there a limit to how many emails or searches I can do with Scopeleads? There's no limit to how many searches you can run. There's no limit to how many emails you can send. And there's no limit to how many contacts you can store. I know a lot of our competitors price based on like how many emails you send or how many searches you ran. We don't have any of that. Everything is unlimited. Okay. Thanks, Claus. Guys, if you guys are in, just give me like a hashtag I'm in. Claus says he's in. I see people joining on my phone on the side here. And John is asking to see the types of searches that you can run. I'll show them really quickly because I know a lot of people don't just sell SEO, they sell a lot of other things. So here you are. And let's see. Okay, now he's asking for the purchase link again. Let's send it over. Todd and her, if you have any questions that you find interesting, you see, feel free to shout them out to me. Can a complete IT know-nothing use it successfully, or is it only for SEO experts? Actually, because I'm an SEO, I built it for SEO lacking sort of searches and things like that. But in the end of the day, we have all these other searches, and really it just depends on what you sell. Like if you sell insurance, go ahead and use regular search. You don't need to be a tech-savvy person. You don't have to force yourself to sell SEO either. That's how I would answer that. Greg says, can restaurants be found? Yes, a lot of people tend to contact restaurants because the way we work is we don't have one database that we just share all the leads with everyone. Every time you run a search, whether it's now or 5 minutes from now, it's going to be completely fresh leads. So it might even change from right now to 5 minutes from now. You get different leads, you can get more emails, and in that sense, people will look for all types of unique businesses, including restaurants. Okay. Terry, if you're having any purchase issues, hit up support@scopeleads.com. We'll definitely help you get in. James says ET on Scopeleads agency. So if you need multiple accounts for an agency, just pick up a couple accounts at this super low price, and then we'll merge them together for you when we come out with the team account. Julian, how do you set up email delivery? So if you go to your profile, you'll just be able to click on Google, and we log in with official authorization with Google to send emails on your behalf, and that's the fastest way to get started. Like literally one click, you click your username to log in, and you're in. You're ready to start sending.
Yeah, you're actually sending through your actual Gmail account that way, guys. It's not like a hop.
Yeah. Everything's above board. Now he says bot, awesome. Julian, hashtag in. Welcome, guys. Okay. Now this is bot. I really like this done deal. Thanks. Thank you, Natalie. Sherman's asking about inbound replies. So yes, we have reply tracking built. We're just testing it. So if a lead replies to your email, it will automatically stop the sequences from sending, which is extremely powerful. And we could make Zapier update a status or do something like that with another CRM in those scenarios. Derry, how many emails can we send a month? I believe I answered that. Unlimited. Although you do want to be careful with your domain. Bruce is asking if there's any one-time offers or upsells after this. There are none. You are paying $249. You are locking in that price, and that is it. We're not going to upsell you or do anything like that. Everything we mentioned, you are getting, and I'll show you that in the presentation.
I saw one question that somebody's asking if it's like SendGrid, and you have to understand what SendGrid is, and I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure SendGrid is just an SMTP service, guys, meaning it's meant to help you send emails to hit inboxes, whereas Scopeleads is nothing, well, it's not nothing like SendGrid, but that's not its primary focus. It's a contact software to help you find sites that are lacking in certain areas, either schema lacking or SEO lacking or AdWords lacking, all those lacking things you saw, right? It's a contacting, prospecting tool to help you find businesses that suck at what they do so that you could come in and help them not suck, whereas SendGrid can't do any of that.
That's pretty accurate. Yeah, you can definitely connect SendGrid to your profile as well. So if you already have a SendGrid account and you love the deliverability, feel free to send through them using Scopeleads. Sherman's asking about G Suite sending. Yeah, when you send an email through G Suite or Gmail, you will literally see it in your sent folder in your Gmail account. So it's we're sending via your account through the API. Replies get flagged in Scopeleads automatically, not get dripped. Yeah, so when reply tracking comes out, the drip email will not send the second email if you set that condition. Hope that answered that. Terry, is the Pro the same as the Standard? Nope, Standard Scopeleads is basic searches. Pro has the automations, the follow-ups, and a whole bunch of other search types that are unlocked. And that's what you get in this version. Rick, do you need a separate account for every country? No, you can use the same account and keep changing your email address or run searches in any country, in any city you want. We can definitely find leads anywhere in the world that has internet. John, this is not an agency account. We don't really have agency accounts, so if you have like a virtual assistant or something like that, only one person will be able to log in at the same time. Paul says, where's the spreadsheet? I did upload it to the chat, so you should be able to see it. Jonathan, how do you handle client payments? I usually use Stripe or PayPal subscription in order to get my clients to pay me. Sherman says, thanks, Lior, brilliant. Thank you, guys. Rick, you do not need a separate account for each country. You can always use your own account. Derry says, Pro is the way to go. Thanks, Derry. Teresa, thank you for your compliments. Bob, if you're a present owner, you have all the upgrades already as long as you do not cancel your subscription. All right, guys, we have a couple minutes left on the timer. I do want to leave you with it to sit for a bit, but if you have any last questions, if you're on the fence, you don't understand the tool, the benefits, there's still a lot of people on this call. So you either like my voice or you have some questions. So let's hear them. Dallas, yeah, if you have access questions, definitely hit us up. We'll make sure that you get in. No problem. All right. Derek says, we like your voice. Thanks, man. Jonathan, what do you charge $1,500 a month for? So that would be for a monthly ongoing SEO service. So it'll typically be for X amount of keywords. And if they want more keywords, they pay more. And each month I'm working on improving their keywords. But the way I sell it is not through keywords, it's through return on their investment. So if they're spending $1,500 a month with me, they better get so much traffic from my work that they are making a lot more than that back. And that's how you end up charging monthly. So I hope that answers your question. I also do sell pay-per-click and also do sell leads directly. James, any upcoming features you can tell us about? Hopefully within the next 2 weeks is reply tracking. Also the Zapier integrations and a new search type that will allow you to search for anything in a website's code and not just the filters we have preset. That's a little teaser for you, James. Albert, can we use Scopeleads to find potential guest post opportunities? Yes. In fact, I'm going to be writing an article on like 5 unique ways you can use Scopeleads that it wasn't meant to be used for, because we find people using it for all sorts of odd things like backlink opportunities, guest posts, getting them. There's one person who's like an actual TV host, like of a show, and they wanted to get more like bookings, and they're using Scopeleads for that. There's a person who is I think it was like an Elvis impression. No, sorry, a Michael Bublé impressionist, cover artist, and he was booking shows and gigs using Scopeleads. That's the best. Dan, can Scopeleads tell me what Google My Business categories of business is using? It cannot, although we do use like Google Maps and things like that in order to find their reviews, but we have had that requested, so it's definitely on the list. Paul, I did send over this spreadsheet, guys. Some people are saying the link's all not working, so I'm going to post this directly in, and you'll have a couple more minutes to get that in. Boom.
Lior, do you still have the rank and rent guide as a bonus in your bonus area?
It's not in the bonus area, but I do have it for Project Supremacy members, and I send it over to them if they hit up support.
Okay.
Yeah, that guide is amazing, by the way. All right, guys. I think we can sort of let it sit for a minute. What do you think, Herc?
No, we can end it. We can, unless there's more questions. Like, guys, we do like cutting off at the 2-hour mark just so replays don't get mashed up. But if there's no more questions coming in, then we'll just close that. And the timer, I think, has like 10 minutes left on it.
Looking at 6, yeah. So, guys, you have time to get in. Take advantage of it. Take advantage, use the tool, and get some more clients.
Yeah, take advantage of the price.
Thanks. All right, guys. Herc, I don't know if I want to close it up, but thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. And whether or not you use the tool, take advantage of cold emailing manually, automatically, and get some results.
Right.
Yeah, and like I said, guys, one last thing. We do love Scopeleads. We do love that software and what it is because it's so complementary to what we do. Lior's got the sales aspect side of things handled, whereas we got the delivery of the services side of things handled. So they just work so great together. So Scopeleads is something we are going to be promoting, not like actively on webinars, but we'll be putting it in the members area ongoing. But the price that you get today is Webby only price, guys. So if you want to save money on it, get it on the webinar. These are where you get the best deals on stuff. But if you don't, you can go pay much more monthly for it later on. We will continually support Lior just because he's got such a great software here. So if you really are thinking about it, this is the best price by far.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
All right, guys, that's it. Thanks again for coming out and hanging out with us for the last couple of hours. I really hope you learned a lot. Hope you guys, if you're interested in picking up this tool, grab it now. Other than that, thank you so much, Lior, for coming on here and providing a lot of great training as usual. And thanks to you as well, Herc. And we'll catch everybody else maybe tomorrow. Another webinar tomorrow, guys. So SerpTech, come on. And we'll be doing some more in the future. All right, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.